Okay, everybody, this is episode one of Big Manny Gookus' thoughts on everything. I ironed out all the problems with the audio, um, doing what I can for the video. It seems to be going along pretty good. But either way, this is episode one. It's August 6th, 2021. Yeah, it's been a fucked up year, people. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future or none of that kind of shit. What I can tell you though, I'm sorry for all the moving around. Ah, shit. Just found out the limitations to my headphones or what have you. But yeah, I'm going to leave that in as a blooper for my video because it's episode one. It's going to get better as it gets along, and right now it's probably, probably some shit. But either way, I'm going to pause this over here for a second and find whatever it is I was looking for, and then I'll get right back to you. Alrighty? Alrighty there, good people. I am back. I am back. And this is, like I said, if you haven't got it the first time, it's the second time. This is Big Manny Gookus' thoughts on everything, episode one. Now, I know that you might be asking yourself, well, Big Manny Gookus, who the fuck are you to be able to tell me what your thoughts are on everything? And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm fucking nobody, really. I'm nobody to you. You're the general YouTube public. I am somebody to my son, and I'm somebody to my friends and family who, whether or not they watch this channel or subscribe or like or whatever the case may be, I'm not doing this for anyone's benefit, basically, other than myself. And that's why the episode one's title is Be Yourself, because this is exactly who I am. Some people call me a dickhead, and at times I can be a dickhead. But one thing that anyone and everyone who knows me or has been around me or just chilled around me for even a couple of moments realize one thing, and that you can't find anybody that will be more real with you than I will. Now, granted, you might not like me or whatever the case may be, but I'm not going to lie to you. Mainly because who the fuck are you? Honestly, you don't dictate anything that has to go on with my life. You're not important enough for your opinions to honestly matter to me. Now, if you are a friend or associate or somebody that I know, after a while of getting to know you, then your opinions might start to matter to me. But as the general YouTube public and what have you, your opinions don't matter. So you can comment down at the bottom and you're perfectly within your right to. I would love to hear from you or what have you. You might want to get in the comments and say some shit like, well, fuck you, Big Manny Cookies. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, like, hey, that's your opinion. I might have said some shit about being yourself that you personally might have some issues with. And if that's the case, then you're not being yourself. Or maybe you are being yourself. And either way, you might want to look in the mirror and think, hey, maybe I'm a dickhead. And then, hey, join the club because we as a species, we're dickheads. We're assholes. I don't know if that's the way God intended it, but I guess that's the consequences of free will. We choose to be assholes. And sadly, if you look around outside your window or whatever, you might realize that, hey, Big Manny Gookus, you're right. We are assholes. But you can not be an asshole your entire life. Because, yes, I was an asshole for a very long time. And then, I kind of like evolved into a dickhead, which is an even more specific form of asshole. See, an asshole just is only in their own personal spectrum A dickhead, a dickhead is a person that is just an asshole to everything in general. So without being succinctly as I can put it, yeah, I'm a dickhead. So if that's one of your thoughts of watching this video, then hey, kudos to you. You get an A for effort. But either way the case may be, you don't put any money in my pocket, nor am I doing this YouTube channel for monetary gain. If I see or do something in my life that I personally say, hey, that's the bee's knees of it, or whatever the case may be, then yeah, I'm going to say, hey, go use this product or whatever because I use it and hey, for me, it fucking works. So being yourself is about being comfortable with who you are. And it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're gay or straight or black or white or whatever the case may be. Who you are is who you are. But there's levels of being who you are. And a lot of those things are misconstrued, and which is what's causing everybody to be fussing and fighting with each other. And yeah, that's Big Matty Gookus' start on that is that, hey, stop the shit. We are all individuals and nobody is fucking perfect. We're human at the end of the day. Whether you're white human or black human or an Asian human or Pacific native human or whatever the case may be, at the end of the fucking day, you're a human. And that's what you should be focusing on. Not on all the petty shit. All the rest of the shit defines you as a human. And that is, my thought on that. Because to hate somebody for not being you is fucking stupid. If you hate a person because they're not the same religion as you, you're a stupid person. Sorry, but that's just how it is. You're fucking stupid. If you hate a person because of the color of their skin, you are a fucking stupid person. You really are. Now, you can be brainwashed and manipulated into viewing things or what have you, and you might not have grown up in an environment that allows you to be anything but whatever it is that you are. But I'm trying to tell you now that YouTube has opened the world up for a lot of people to say a lot of things, and we're defended around the rights to being able to say those things. Now, it gets a bit iffy, really, on exactly what it is you can and cannot say. And they fudge a lot of the things that, to clarify and justify things that are said. Well, basically, it comes down to you have the right to say whatever you want to say out of your mouth, but you also have to realize and accept 100% of the consequences that come from those words that come out of your mouth. Now, if that's, hey, that person is another ethnicity from me, and you might want to blurt out some racial slurs, you're in your God given right to just blurt out those racial slurs. But you also have to realize that the consequences of your First Amendment rights might be that somebody might not like those words that are coming out of your mouth. Now, as opposed to, a person who handled just about everything growing up with his fucking fist, violence does solve a lot of things. And I'm not going to hold you. It does. but it doesn't solve everything. So maybe, just maybe, your right to free speech caused you to get punched in your fucking mouth. And yeah, sadly, that's the consequence of free speech. Do I feel as though that a person should die for something they said or one of their beliefs? No, because that's fucking stupid. And maybe, just how far down the rabbit hole you want to go with your boy, I could start talking about some pretty dark things. But for the case of the matter, that's not being yourself. I'm not being myself if I'm leading you down a dark path or what have you, because that's not being me genuinely to who I am. Me, who I am genuinely, is I'm a nice person. I am very quick to anger. That is true. And there are things that quicken my anger more than others. Racism. I do not like being in the presence of it. I cringe at the N word, even when my black friends say it. I'm not going to beat them up about it, but I culturally understand why they use it. Now, my white friends, on the other hand, that is even a double or triple cringeworthy. Because no, in no shape or form will I allow any of my white friends to use that word in my presence. Mainly because, hey, I don't want to think negatively about you. You are my friend, and I don't want you to be able for me to harbor those thoughts that you might be a racist. And then I can't really bang with that because you're fucking stupid. That's basically how it boils down to. Now, I don't think everyone in the world is racist. That is fucking stupid. But there are those few who are out there that are so ashamed of themselves that they have to focus that pain on someone else because they're not happy with who they are inside. And if you're just being yourself, then you should be happy with who you are. You shouldn't. I know the camera views are going to be changing a little bit because I suffer from bad joint and back problems, so I'm going to be doing a lot of moving around in my videos or what have you to try and get into a more comfortable position for the case may be because my body is racked with pain. I'm just letting you know so you can't be like saying, well, why can't you sit the fuck still, man? Because Matt has ADHD. Or the old folks used to call it ants in your pants. I just can't fucking sit still. I don't know fucking why. I don't know or what have you. I got a whole bunch of medications when I was younger in my youth for it. It didn't fucking help. So yeah, that also leads into my agitation. My agitation stems from the fact that I can't fucking sit still, and I get angry at the fact that I can't fucking sit still. But me and my anger is another topic later on that I'm gonna have maybe for episode 2 or 3 down the line when I firmly commit to doing this YouTubing thing. Now, I don't know how long videos I'm going to make. It's going to change from time to time. I might only want to talk for 14 or 15 minutes, and sometimes I might want to wrap your fucking brains off and talk for a fucking hour and some change. I don't know. That's pretty much how my brain and I'm wired up for. So either way the case may be, I'm coming to you from the basement. Yes, I. This is my domain. This is my bullshit free zone, if you might call it. Like I don't give a fuck what's going on in the rest of the world. It does not bother my peace of mind, which is this little area that you see behind me. Now I might have to move the microphone a little bit because I might be really loud. And I'm sorry for that because I'm a loud person. If you talk to anyone that might know me, or what have you, they'll tell you that one of the first things is Matt's fucking loud. He's not aware of it most of the times, but if you tell him that, hey, Matt, you're being too fucking loud, he'll try and quiet down. So, yeah, I do try and quiet down. But right now, nobody's bitching about how loud I am. So, right now, I'm going to try and move that over there so that. And another thing about me, I smoke. I'm not glorifying it, nor am I peer pressuring anyone else to do it. I smoke. It's not good for you. Now, you can take my word for it, coming from the fact that my lung collapsed twice and what have you. And, like, I don't know if the camera can pick it up or what have you, but, no, it doesn't do too good for your fucking teeth no matter how much you fucking brush them. Now, all them things, them toothpaste that out there that tells you, oh, we whiten your teeth and what have you, and you wear the strips and you do this and you do that. Bullshit. Trying to tell you now, I tried all of them, and not a fucking one of them worked. But that's deviating me from the topic of being yourself. So, be yourself will get you really far in life. Now, me personally, I didn't like myself as far back as I can remember. I hated myself actually. And I didn't know why. Maybe because I knew that there was something wrong with me and I just developed, I guess you could say the nagger. The person in your head that is always telling you that you're not going to amount to shit and what have you. The person who's always beating you down. The person in your head is always telling you that, oh, you're fat, or oh, you're this, or you're that, or you're what have you. And you might be fat, sure, but hey, you can change. And some people are fat and they eat everything right. Fruits, vegetables, and all that other good shit, but it's just the way that their body's made. They're fucking fat. And hey, once you become comfortable with that, then you can change it. But until you come with the realization of being yourself, there's no way you can change anything until you're being real with who you are as a whole. Now, you can change. There is hope for everybody, except pedophiles. You're out there touching fucking children or what have you. You don't shake that off. There's no amount of fucking mental health that they can give you. For some reason, your brain is wired to touch little kids. That's how you get your fucking rocks off. Personally, my opinion on that is if you are convicted of that kind of shit or what have you, then you should be drug out into the middle of a fucking desert and a bullet put in the back of your fucking brain. So, that's my personal opinion. Kids are fucking innocent. And if your brain is fucking telling you as a grown ass fucking person to touch a fucking child, then you don't need to be here any fucking more. Seriously. You don't. Now, I know you might be thinking, hey, Matt, that fucking view is pretty fucking harsh. And everybody gets a chance to redeem themselves. Well, it's been proven that child pornographers and pedophiles and things of that nature, they don't get over it. You can chop their fucking dicks off and they'll still want to fucking touch children, even though they can't literally fuck the children. They still want to fucking touch them. So if your brain is wired like that, you don't need to fucking be here. Period. You get a one strike rule with me. You get caught with some fucking child pornography or whatever the case may be, from that point on, you are monitored for the rest of your fucking life by the feds. Now, all that big brother shit, watching everybody, no. I don't believe the federal government should be out there watching every fucking buddy because that's just like, just fucking stupid. Not everybody is a threat to the fucking government. Most people just want to be left the fuck alone. But children are innocent. And those are the one things that this government should be out there trying to fucking protect. I've seen enough episodes of fucking Law and Order Special Victims Unit to know that, yeah, that's some pretty fucked up shit when you touch a child. And there's no fucking cure for that. No matter how old or the case may be, there's no cure for that. You're not going to get over that. You're always going to get that urge to want to fucking touch a fucking child. I'm sorry, but that's one of those forms of psychosis and crazy that, just can't be dealt with. Other than ending your fucking existence. Sadly, it's harsh. Don't waste the jail cell. Don't waste the rehabilitation. Don't waste any of that. They're not going to get better. And yeah, they'll tell you they changed, and they might go on for a fucking couple of years or what have you, and no problems whatsoever. But take that motherfucker to an amusement park or take that motherfucker to a fairground, and his eyes is going to pop out of his fucking head like a cartoon. Trying to tell you, that's just how the fucking brain works. I know because I was in the mental fucking institution with a fucking serial child pedophile, and he told me that he doesn't ever want to get out because he knows that there's no fucking way that he's ever going to be around a fucking child in the psychiatric hospital. There aren't very many of them that realize that they have a problem and that there's something wrong with it. Most of them will go on their entire lives feeling as though there's nothing wrong with me. And I'm here to tell you, first and foremost, yeah, buddy, there's something wrong with you. Now, whether you're a guy or a girl, whatever the case may be, stop fucking touching little people, alright? Now, if you're still the same age as that person, like if you're an 8 or 10-year-old out there exploring yourself and you got a puppy love or whatever and you want to experiment or whatever the case may be and touch each other, I'm not going to tell you not to do that because we're fucking human and we're curious, and more than likely curiosity is going to beat at the end of the day. Now, that also might come to you realizing that, hey, maybe I don't like that. Or, hey, maybe I don't like this. And that's, you know, you as an individual being yourself. If you were true to yourself, then you wouldn't go further and down that line. Now, hey, that might develop into the fact that you, at a young age, touched a vagina and you just thought it was so icky and what have you. And you can relate to somebody else that's got the same thing as you got down there. And hey, that might be why you're gay. Who knows? Like I said, I'm not a fucking scientist or psychologist or any of that cases I meet. I'm only going by what I see in the world that we're living in today. And it's oversaturated with the gay shit. Now, me personally, I don't have any fucking problems with gay people. I don't. Like, yeah, it's annoying. And yeah, you have rights or whatever, but you don't have more rights than anybody else. Now, understand that equal rights are not the same thing as more rights. Now, okay, you're gay. I get that. But not everybody's going to like the fact that you're gay. You also know that when you go into that lifestyle. Now, you're just being true to yourself, and I recommend and applaud you for that. But to sit there and think that everybody in the world is going to be or has to like the fact that you're gay, that's not going to happen. And the more you try and force and cram the shit down everyone's throats, no pun intended, but the more you do that, you hurt your cause more than you help it. Because you give people something to not like. Now, if wearing fanciful clothes and what have you or another is how you express yourself, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But like you notice, there is dress codes and things that are professional that are not tolerated in the workplace. Like you as a man coming to the fucking job in a dress. It's just not accepted. And no matter how much you bitch and complain, it shouldn't be accepted. It's a place of business, and that's not how the business conducts itself. Now you can choose to pull your job, quit and what have you, and you can even rally and boycott these people because they don't accept the gay shit. No, it's not about the gay shit that they're not accepting. It's about the fact that you are pushing your gay shit on other people, and that and thus infringes upon their right to be not around a bunch of gay shit if they choose not to be. There's a time and place for everything. Now I know a bunch of people who are in the banking industry, gay as fuck, gayer than fuck. But when they're in their job, professional, none of that stereotypical gay shit or whatever, you know. And I could run down stereotypical gay shit for you, but you know what stereotypical gay shit is. The over exaggeration of things, the demeanor, and what have you. It's just not workplace or what have you. It shouldn't be accepted there. Just like on television, there shouldn't be any gay shit influencing us as children or our children or any children really. Yes, there is gay things, but do it in an aspect of understanding, not condemning. I remember there was an episode on Arthur that handled the whole gay thing, like as well as can be expected for a program on PBS. He was like, hey, he's got a husband. Hey, that's not how it's supposed to be. Hey, who the fuck am I to say what he or she can't do? And that was basically the end of it. They just got on with their fucking lives, and that's what you're supposed to do. Not use somebody else's experiences or life or whatever get in the way of you yourself, being yourself. Now, I'm not saying you should hate gay people, and I'm not saying you should love them. I'm just saying you should be grown the fuck up enough to realize what you do and don't like. But what you do and don't like doesn't give you justification to hate another person for what they do or don't like. Now, I hate racists, but there's a truth in that. Because at least with a racist, you know what you're dealing with. I would much rather have a person stand up there with the swear the racial slurs and all of that. I hate these and those and I don't I would much rather prefer that than the motherfuckers who are smiling in your face, all Black Lives Matter, and then run in the fucking house and drop the N-word every time they turn around. It's not cool. It's not right. You're not being an ally in that situation. You're being a dickhead. You're utilizing somebody else's plight for your own personal gratification and satisfaction. That makes you a dickhead. So, I don't know. I might be rambling off. I might be talking about different things or whatever, and losing my train of thought. But basically, be your fucking self. And if Bernie Mac said it best, and I'm not sure which House Party movie it was, but he said, be yourself. And if people don't like you for being yourself, fuck them. He said a bunch of other shit, like fuck them in the mouth with crazy glue on their lips. But you know, I can't go that far because then you're stuck with your dick in that person's mouth, and you can't go on being yourself. You're now stuck with your dick in somebody else's mouth because of the crazy glue. Now, granted, it sounded good, but in all practicality, yeah, that might be Bernie Mac going a little too far with it. But you understand his view on it. Now, if you don't like who you are and you don't like things about you, then that is you coming to the realization there are things about you that can change. There are things about you that need to change. And in all actuality, when you come into those issues, that's the universe telling you that, yeah, we've been going down this road for a long ass time, and it's leading us absolutely fucking nowhere. And yeah, like I said, I smoke, so I'm going to smoke on video, which is why I've deemed this video not okay for children. Because children are impressionable. They mimic what they see. And only us as parents can show these children that the best example we can show them. Now, if you are a racist person, do not teach your racist beliefs to your children. You should give your children the opportunity to grow up in a racism free environment so they can become the better citizens for the planet and the universe as a whole. Like I said before, if you are a racist, maybe you should change because you're not going to get very far. You could not want to fuck anybody but white people, but sadly, not every white person is going to have that view. Just like every black person's not going to have that view that every black person needs to date a black person and we should stick to ourselves. Segregation brainwashing has been in the media and everything that's systemically around all of us that race makes you fucking different. And now most white people won't admit it or even see it. The conditioning that they've been brainwashed their entire lives, the privilege that they, unbeknownst to them, for the most part, because it's ingrained in the system. Now I could dictate and spit facts about the rates and how many black people are killed by police more than the white people are, but I shouldn't have to tell you because you see that every fucking day. Some of them are lucky enough to make the news in hopes that it may spur social change. And for the most part, it kind of is. You know, like for the most part. Now, it's not going as far as it should. The government needs to fucking take a pretty good look at the fact that this country is fucking racist. And any person who can sit there and say that they're proud of this country, knowing the fact. All right, let me fix my camera a little bit. Oh, there. I'm knocking shit off onto the bed. Knowing the fact that they're racist. I forgot my train of thought just that fast. But either way the case may be, what I'm trying to say is being yourself allows you to not just be a better person, but it allows you the chance to change your ways. And change most of the time is good. For the most part, it's good. Sometimes change isn't good. And only part that about change that isn't good is we have to learn from our mistakes. And sometimes history repeats itself. And hopefully we come to become a better people as a species. And we overcome who's gay, who's black, who's all of that other shit. But that's a long way off. We can change individually and be a better person. And maybe that will trickle down to other people. And no, one person can't change the world. That's true. But one person can spark the change. And that's maybe, hopefully, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this camera now. It's not doing the auto focusing. Alright, there we go. It's gotten a better picture now. Alrighty. But either way, that's just be your fucking self. And look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, do I like who I am? And if you ever answer no, then look really hard into that and ask yourself if what you're doing is changing for the better. And you realize that once you understand and realize you have a problem, that's how you end up you end up fixing it. Admitting to yourself that you have an issue and that there's something about you that's just not right and it's just wrong, then that is your personal responsibility to change that. And you can't blame any fucking buddy else but you. Now, sometimes I talk and I take these pauses and my auto focusing camera thing doesn't some weird ass shit, but this is just me talking to you in hopes that you can be a better you. I'm trying to be a better me, and it's hard. I'm not going to tell you that change is easy. It's not. It's not. And sometimes you might need help, someone to talk to. And that's what you can do down there in the comment bar. You can talk to me. Now, how often videos I put out might dictate how I respond in the video comments. I'm not going to make a video about me coming and trying to solve your problem because I can't solve your problem. I got enough of my own fucking problems. But through my personal experience, I might have had the same problems. And if you just give me a minute or two to listen, I might talk to you about the problems that you're going through now. Now, there are some problems that I cannot help you with. I do not know what it's like to be pregnant. I'm a man. Thus, biologically, I'm not capable of that. I can sympathize for the most part. I had a child of my own. I witnessed and experienced that firsthand, as well as being there when other people, other than my significant other, my wifey, had my child. And there are a couple people out there in the world who I helped deliver their child. Do I know who they are? No, I can't remember that shit. I can vaguely remember the situation or whatever. But if you manage to somehow see my face and realize that, hey, that's the guy that helped me deliver my baby when we were stuck on the elevator, then wonderful. And if not, I don't look for any kind of praise. I just did what I had to do at the time because there wasn't nobody else there to do it. I've delivered more than my fair share of babies. I am not a gynecologist and OBGYN, none of that shit. I know how to play fucking catch. I know how to tell a person, hey, you need to push a little more because this baby ain't the fuck out yet. Yeah, that's about the extent of my child doctoring knowledge. Or, hey, at least push enough I can grab hold to the little motherfucker and pull him out the rest of the way. Basically, that's it. Because, I don't have no doctor training. I'm just a regular person using what I have at the means at the time available. There were no forceps. There were no gurneys or stirrups or none of that other crazy shit. You can bundle up some clothes to put at the bottom. This fucking fly is getting on my motherfucking nerves, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there is a fly flying around. I don't know if the camera's been able to pick it up or not, but this annoying little fucker is getting on my nerves. And as you notice, I am very easily distracted. I lose my train of thought all the fucking time. I forget what I go upstairs for. Hell, I forget what I do with things when I don't go anywhere. Alright, now you little bastard. Now see, where's that can at? Yeah, where you going? You going? No, see, I can see you now. See, I'm going to gas the fuck out you. Now, yes, I am talking to the fly. I find it a lot easier to deal with situations if you talk to the situation that you're dealing with. That's how I personally deal with a lot of things. I talk to it. Now, a lot of times it doesn't answer back. But thanks to my schizophrenia, Sometimes it does. And that's something through 45 years of my life I have come to have to deal with. Now, I'm sorry, I just zoned out right there for a minute. I was remembering back to my first realizations that there was something wrong with me. I got to dig back in the mental library of all the things that is. This fly is really getting on my fucking nerves, but I'm going to get him though. Best believe I'm going to get him. But it made me think of my brother who's not here anymore. And when I was younger, growing up, I had these really fanciful tales. And I said a lot of things that, as a young person, I couldn't honestly really put into a better explanation of it. And got labeled wild bullshit. That's what my brother Howard did. He labeled it wild bullshit. And that spread throughout the neighborhood. That man will tell some fucking whoppers. And yeah, but that was just me as a young person trying to deal with my schizophrenia at the time. You couldn't tell me that I didn't do these things. You couldn't tell me that I didn't. Of course, some of the things didn't make any fucking sense, and for a most part, I think I got him, guys. I think I got him. Well, eventually he'll fly away and he'll not be bothering me anymore. Or then again, he might fly because he wants more of this poison that I just sprayed in his face. Either way, my brother Howard labeled me the king of the wild bullshit club. And he made like a game about it. Like a joke among me and our closest friends. That we would ride around on our bikes and I found this little place that we deemed where the wild bullshit club would be held. And in order to get into this magical world of bullshit, you had to come up and say one of the many things that I've said in my childhood. I can only remember a few of the really wild ones that a lot of the people that know me or what have you. Oh, the camera's doing a little autofocusing thing again. Alrighty, now I'm stretching this cord as far as I can do it. I'm gonna eventually end up switching to a wireless setup. Gives me a little bit more mobility or what have you. But basically, I'm in the basement. I'm on my bed from recording this video. I think I'll probably make it for about an hour, you know. But either way, I can remember a couple of them. I said at one time I remember spearing a fish in the Delaware River. It was real to me. I was actually doing it. I remembered in all of the details about the situation. But it didn't happen. In reality, I didn't go spearfishing in the Delaware River. I don't know where the fuck I even got that thought from. But couldn't tell me I didn't do it. Then there was another time I said I drank elephant's blood, I believe. And for lack of a better terminology, I was questioning about it. Well, okay, if you did do that, then what did it taste like? And the only thing that, my brain could come up with at the time was grape juice, Welch's grape juice. Now, I don't know if you might not be as old as I am, or you might be older than I am. But you remember the old fashioned Welch's grape juice that used to have that velvety texture to it. Well, that's kind of what my brain interpreted what elephant's blood was. Now, I know I didn't personally go and I didn't cut an elephant and drink his fucking blood. That's just fucking weird and wildly fanciful. But you couldn't tell me that. I know I didn't do it in reality, but you couldn't tell me in my reality that I didn't do that because it was fucking real for me. And I think one of the other ones was my bike transformed and I went in space and was fighting Megatron. And my water gun that I had at the time started shooting lasers. As far fetched as that sounds, I know now as a grown ass person looking back on it that I didn't do any of those things. But at the time, I was dealing with schizophrenia as a child, and I didn't know how to fucking realize what it was that I was doing. So I was really doing those things. They were real to me. And sometimes you need people in your circle that'll tell you, man, that's fucking crazy. Now, I don't have that little Jiminy Cricket inside me to tell me, hey, this is or isn't a good idea. My brain doesn't work like that because of the ADHD. I, I do things and suffer consequences later. And for the most part, that has been biting me in my fucking ass my entire life. And sometimes I have to come with the realization that, you know, I'm voided or numb to other people's feelings. And that was a coping mechanism that I had as a kid because, oh, well, if there is something wrong with me, y'all didn't give a fuck enough about me to try and get it fixed. Now, you could say, well, you went to therapy as a kid and you were going and doing this and you were seeing doctors and what have you. But in a nutshell, none of those systems are designed to help. They are only designed to situate on how they can put you on a form of pharmaceutical in order to alleviate that issue. They don't want to cure a fucking thing. I'm letting you know now, they don't. I've been on hundreds now of antipsychotic medication, and they don't work. They don't. They honestly don't. They fuck you up way more than they help. And just like that, I lose topic of what I was fucking talking about. But anyway, it's getting around that time. It's a 54 minutes or what have you. And I just want to say that, if you did manage to sit here and watch this whole video and you put up with me for the whole hour or what have you, then, I got nothing but love for you. And if you choose to click the link and like it, or you want to subscribe to my channel or comment, I would love nothing else for that. Because this really is my way of trying to deal and continue to deal with an issue that is almost impossible to deal with. And I put a lot of pain and a lot of unnecessary bullshit on the shoulders of all the people that I care about. my loved ones, my family, and friends of that nature. And I don't do it out of spite. I'm not purposely going out to try and make anyone else's life harder. This is just me being real to myself. And if you take any insight from this, or you just were having questions within yourself, and after watching this video, you might get the idea in your head that you can do better, then my job is done. I did what was meant to do. Now, I don't know what my purpose is. No one does. Maybe this is my purpose, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Like I said, I got ADHD. There's a good chance that I'll make a couple of videos, and that'll be the last YouTube ever sees of me. Or my YouTube channel might spur off into something crazier, or just a bunch of videos of just some random ass shit. Sadly, that's just how it is, I guess. I can only be as best a person as I can be for as long as I'm able to do that. Now, I don't know when my ticket's going to get punched. I might not make it to my 45th birthday next week. Who knows? But as often as I get the urge to do another one of these videos, then I'm going to keep doing them. And every video that I do is just going to be what's on my mind at the time that I decide to do the video. Now, if you watch this video and you have some ideas or some topics that you might want me to talk about, just right down there in the bottom of the video, you can put a comment in there and say, hey, I might want your opinion on this. Or, hey, man, I feel as though that I'm going through this and X, Y, Z. Am I the only one? Or maybe I can help you understand exactly what it is that you're going through. Or maybe you just want somebody that has no fucking idea what you're going through and wants a clear fucking set of eyes on it. Either way the case may be, that's what the comment section is for down at the bottom. You can choose to do the liking and subscribing and what have you, and I love you for it if you choose to do that. And if you don't, and you just want to watch the video and get a little bit of insight of who I personally am, or whatever, however you come across this video, and you stick it out for the entire, what appears to be about 60 minutes, then bless your fucking heart. I love you. I don't care if my videos get hundreds of thousands of views, or whether they get a dozen. I'm not doing this for the views. I'm doing this for my own personal benefit. Because I'm having issues, and right now I'm running out of options on how to deal with them. And maybe for me, doing an hour-long YouTube video every chance I get is a way for me to get off my chest the things that might be bothering or bugging me at the time. So, I appreciate you if you watch this video all the way through. Appreciate you even more if you like the video. And I appreciate you even more than that if you subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you even more than that if you want to get the little notifications for when I do more videos. Now, I'm not going to do no giveaways or no other things of that nature. Like I said, I'm on disability and I have a limited financial budget. Now, on my YouTube channel, I have my PayPal and my Cash App, and whatever the fuck else I got at the bottom. And if you want to be generous and give me a couple dollars or whatever the case may be, then, bless your fucking heart. But either way, this is Big Matty Gookus's first episode of my video YouTube channel, Big Matty Gookus' Thoughts on Everything.